Hello everyone and welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Ready to Love by 17. 17 is finally making a comeback. Unfortunately, it is brought with a little bit of bad news. They are postponing their promotions because one of the Hive staff members was diagnosed with COVID-19. Luckily, none of the 17 members have positive test results. They've taken, I believe, 2 tests, and they've both come out negative. So they just need to wait until the end of June to promote this comeback. That's an unfortunate situation, but it's the reality we live in currently. Now, before we get into the video, if you like what we do on this channel, and if you're a fan of 17 and you want some bonus 17 content, why don't you visit our Patreon? If you go to patreon.com/formatherapy, first of all, people request, 17's Japanese comebacks and stuff like that. We can't actually check that out on our YouTube channel, so we actually check that out on our Patreon. Not only that, we also do listening parties over there because listening parties are also largely blocked on YouTube. We do that on our Patreon, and we currently are watching the Going 17 2020 series. And then once we wrap that up, we're going to check out 2021. So there's a lot of fun bonus content on our Patreon, not just limited to 17. So if you want to check that out, it's on our Patreon, patreon.com/formatherapy. We would greatly appreciate the support, but of course you don't have to support us monetarily. If you want to support the channel for free, consider subscribing down below. It's a free, easy way to do so. Well, most of the people who watch our videos are not subscribed. Would greatly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into this video. This is Ready to Love by 17, and this is your form of therapy.
I'm ready to love.
Ooh, wow.
Stay together? Can we stay together? I'm a fool in love for you.
Ooh, wow.
네 곁에 forever. 네 곁에 forever. 널 만나 내 마음이 계속 더 잘라서. 우리 사이란 친구로는 모자라.
They're not using their usual music video team.
처음 느낄 심장의 속도가 이리 빠른 줄 몰랐어. All I wanna do is run away, 'cause you are my escape. No, there's no limit that I will want it. I'm ready to love. 내게 말해줘. Can we stay together? Can we stay together? I'm a fool in love for you. 내 맘을 네 곁에 forever. 네 곁에 forever. 세상의 반대로 run away. 내 손을 잡아. 계속 run away. 이제 날 이제 우리 뜻이 내 눈 가득 채울 수 있게. 그럴 수 있게. You give me purpose. Already know, yeah. 생각에 빠질 때 짓는 표정. 이 기분을 푸는 secret recipe. 내 눈이 널 보는 순간 다 알고 있어. 아무 말 하지 않아도. 처음 느낀 심장의 속도가
What is going on?
이리 빠른 줄 몰랐어. All I wanna do is run away, 'cause you are my escape, babe. 너만 준비가 되어 있으면 돼. I'm ready to love. 내게 말해.
Where the fuck is Chunghan? I'm sorry, where the fuck is Chunghan? He has not appeared, not once. Oh my god, he's blonde again. Oh my god.
하루 쌓여갈수록 내 감정도 더욱 커져가. 더 이상은 I don't wanna race. 널 위해 달리게. 내게 말해.
Whoa.
Can we stay together? Can we stay together?
Whoa! don't know how to feel about this. I haven't checked out Chimabaram yet. I'm doing that next. I don't know how to feel about this because I'm about 1,000% positive that. Listen, I've been following 17 since their debut. There is no group I know better than 17, and no group's music I understand better than 17. And there is no way that Uzi was the sole producer on this track, the sole composer on this track. There's no way. Like, there are elements of this song where parts of it sound a little American inspired, and parts of it just sound like that bass line in particular. Like, I don't know how quite to describe this, but like the way Uzi and Pomzu composes their 17 title tracks, knowing how they compose their title tracks, there's no way they assigned the different singing roles the way they did and the different rapping roles the way they did. And there's no, like, even the structure of the song, it's not a 17 song for sure. There are elements of it that still maintain that 17-ness. And so I'm pretty sure Uzi at least worked on the song for sure. And if anything, he might even be like the lead on the song. But there are different, very powerful influences here. Hold on. Let's go ahead and look this up. Again, not sponsored, but I'm gonna use color-coded lyrics because they are usually the most reliable with giving me information. Because based on that baseline, like, just 17 has a way they write their title tracks, and of all of 17's title tracks, this is the most they have changed their sound since 울고 싶지 않아, since Don't Wanna Cry. Even that, Uzi went and learned, and like the sound engineer was an American sound engineer, but it was still largely Uzi and Pomzu's production. And like, you can hear, like, as much as 17's music evolves, their title track, it's just, I'm sure other carrots can, you understand what I'm saying, right? This is not how 17 writes their title tracks. And so I have to suspect that other people wrote them. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, I figured, what? Okay. So lyrics, Woozy Pumzu, Coops is always credited on lyrics, I think. Mingyu, Danka from La 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 Studio, and then Hitman Bang, Pangsiok, and Kyler Nico. I'm not familiar with who that is. And then here's where it gets crazy. The composer, Woozy Pomzu. I don't know if color coded follows traditional listing rules or if they just add people randomly. But usually based on whose name is first is like how much they contributed to the track, and how much like credit they get. Uzi and Pomzu are first on the composer credits, and then Wonder Kid. What the fuck? Wonder Kid, he works for Big Hit or Hybe. Like, he's part of the core Big Hit team. Kyler Nico, don't know who that is. Christopher Semelius, H. Kenneth. So 3 names that I'm not familiar with, but clearly not Korean. I don't know if they're American or they might be Swedish producers or just non-Korean producers in general. And then the Pyeonggok, the arrangement done by Pomzu, Hitman Bang, and Wonder Kid. So That's the big influence why this doesn't sound like a 17 song is because I can definitely hear Pumzu's influence, and I listen to some of Pumzu's solo stuff too. So like I can definitely hear Pumzu's influence, but of all the like, I thought maybe they like collaborated with like some Western American producers now that they're under hype and stuff like that. I didn't think it would actually be Wonder Kid and Hitman Bang working on the track. Like so much of that song makes so much sense now, knowing that they had some kind of I don't know how much, but the fact that Bang Seok is credited second above Wonder Kid on the arrangement is really interesting. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and check that out again. I need to see that again. That's actually insane. That's insane. Music video wise, I want to point out, I really love that ending rain credit scene, but I am a little bit disappointed in the quality of the music video, because it feels like I feel like they switched teams, just like from the way that it's shot a little bit more, I don't know, like just kind of like that very Korean super pastel-y style. Not a fan. I've always been more a fan of like Mother, GDW, like VM Project style. So I'm a little disappointed to see the move away from that, but that rain scene certainly makes up for it. But I'm probably largely going to talk about the song during this commentary. So let's go ahead and check it out.
I'm ready to love.
Oh, starting on Shua. Wow. Shua and then Dogyum. I love the way. I'm curious as to who the lead producer on this song was, because also, just like from a production standpoint, from like assigning roles, I don't think 17 has ever done this title track wise. I don't think they've ever done this. I could be wrong, but until the second chorus, I believe not a single person repeats their lines. Mingyu does a little singing in the beginning, and then before the second chorus, he raps, I think. And that's the only time there is someone singing again. Besides that, and maybe Vernon as well. I think Vernon sings in the first chorus, and then Vernon sings in the second verse. But besides that, largely, like there's that discussion about line distribution and like, oh, like blah 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 didn't get enough lines, blah blah blah. This might be like one of the most fair, based on my first impression. I could be wrong. Based on my first impression, this might be one of the most fair line distributions I've seen. But let's check. Oh, I never thought we'd be getting singing Wonu on a title track, baby. Hey, thank you. I've got so many things to thank Hybe for in this music video and production. Wonu singing is one of them. I don't know if I'm sure we've gotten it here and there on some title tracks, but oh wow. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of like the music video production style. Like it's pretty, but it's also super bleached and super washed out. I'm not a fan of that style. I prefer like a little bit more saturation, a little bit more contrast, where like the video feels alive and it pops. 'Cause you are my escape, babe. No, that's no limit that we want it. Oh, that papa. No, that's no limit that we want it. Okay, so Togyum repeats. Wow, Vernon singing the chorus. Yes, yes.
Already know, yeah. 생각에 빠질 때 짓는 표정 이 기분을 푸는 secret recipe 내 눈이 널 보는 순간 다 알고 있어 아무 말 하지 않아도.
Wow, Vernon and Dino singing. Like, this is such... I don't know how the Carrot fandom is responding to this song. If anything, it might be a very controversial move. Because this is definitely the most big hit sounding 17 song. For sure. The hype big hit music, like Wonder Kid and Hitman Bang's influence is super prominent on this song. It's actually insane. And I think some fans might not like it. That's just a suspecting thing, because it heavily deviates away from 17's ordinary sound. But I'm actually a fan. So, a couple people do, repeat some lines here and there, but in large part, I feel like everyone has their own moment and it's tactful. Like, especially Chong'an. Think about how they did not bring in Chong'an until the very end. You know what I mean? And that's a tactful move. Because they bring him in at the very end, it has that much more impact and gravitas. He doesn't even have a close up until the end. That's insane. I mean, at certain point, this isn't even shot like a traditional K-pop music video. It's like they don't even bring in certain members until it's their line turn. At least in other music videos, if they usually have full group shots, but you don't even get to see the full group here. See how limited it is, how tight the shot is. You can see a glimpse of Chong'an here, but he doesn't even have a close up until the end. But as I was saying, but for me, as someone who has listened to all of 17's music, I also understand that from a K-pop point of view, you don't really get to understand and really get a gauge for a group's color and the color of their music until you listen to their B-sides. And 17's title tracks are very particular, and then their B-sides are another story. This is almost like making a B-side a title track. I'm surprised that this is their title track. I'm not saying that this song is a problem because Hitman Bang and Wonder Kid worked on it. I'm saying this song is weird because this is the kind of quality I would expect on a B-side and not for a title track. But as I've come to realize recently, because HYBE has the money and they have the power and the flex and the status, they can start, they don't have to adhere to traditional K-pop title tracks need to be written a certain way kind of a rule. And they did that with TXT's I Know I Love You, and I think 17's Ready to Love is following that same trend. I think 17's Ready to Love also is just very, very different. And I think if this was given to a group that doesn't have the notoriety and the label push that the notoriety of 17 and the notoriety of being under HYBE, and also the monetary push that HYBE can give them, if it wasn't for that, I don't think this song would chart in Korea. But but that doesn't mean it's a bad song. It's just that only certain songs, tend to reach to the general public, But I think because they have the HYBE power, they can do something like this. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of just mind blowing. I can't think of the last time Dino was able to show off his voice like that on a title track. All of us know what Dino is capable of as a singer if you've listened to the B-sides or any of the other extra content. But if you only follow the title tracks because, some people are casual listeners, they're not going to know. And so this song, this title track, does a lot to show off the other members. Hell, the 8 is going to get his own section right here. Listen, man, if having Hitman Bang and Wonder Kid work on the track is what it takes to get me some Minghao the 8 action in a title track, I'm game.
Cause you want my escape, babe. 너만 준비가 되어 있으면 돼. I'm ready to love me. 준비가 되어 있으면 돼. I'm ready to love me.
I'm gonna need a performance video for this, boy.
Can we stay together? I'm up for the love for you. 내 맘을 네 곁에 forever. 네 곁에 forever. 세상의 반대로 run away. 내 손을 잡아. 계속 run away. 이제 날 믿어.
I literally had a dream last night that Chong'an had long hair again. I'm not joking. Now, in my dream, his hair was brown, like his debut hair, but I literally had a dream last night. It was a weird dream. I don't remember what the dream was, but I think I was like, oh my God, Chong'an has brown hair again? Like long brown hair again? Oh my God, his hair looks amazing. He's got a little bit extra length growing right here. Oh my God. Is this the most lines Minghao has ever had on a title track? Is it? I'm serious. Certainly might be his most screen time. That might at least be his most screen time.
하루 쌓여갈수록 내 감정도 더욱 커져가 더 이상은 I don't wanna race 널 위해 달리게
Oh my God.
Can we stay together? Can we stay together? I'm up for the love for you 내
Oh my God.
forever 네 곁에 forever 세상의 반대로 run away 내 손을 잡아 계속 run away 스쳐오는 빛이 내 맘까지 채울 수 있게 그럴 수 있게 You give me purpose
Wow. That's intense. That's intense. I love it. You know, that carrying bass that you hear at right here. That bass, I would say that's very big hit. Cause like I feel like I hear that kind of similar bass in like in hype and stuff too. Not saying the songs sound similar in any way whatsoever. I'm saying there's a carrying style and you can hear the influence. And this is 17's most different title track. And perhaps I mean, I'm sure this is obvious by now, right? So 17 has been trying to make an American push for a while, and COVID actually got in the way of that. 17, they actually went a really interesting route where their American push, they did a tour first, which was the Ode tour, which was beginning of last year, right? They actually started with that first, and then they were going to. So why is my phone popping like crazy? So that's why they did the tour, and that's why they've been like promoting on Ellen, all of that. And I think that's ultimately why the Hybe purchase happened, is because I think to carry with, you know, an American expansion, Pledis was not going to be able to finance that. And I think Hybe can provide that. I think if like this is the style they go for, like I think they can make that push. I think largely with 17's initial style, I love it. It's my, you know, they're my number one boy group for a reason. It's my personal favorite type of boy group music for a reason. But for a US push, I don't know if it's like the type of thing that the US audience would latch onto. Ready to Love, I could see it working. I could absolutely see it working. And so 17, I think, is on the brink of their career where they need to they're about to like enter the next level, right? Enter that upper echelon. Like they're promoting on Ellen and like or whatever, but it's all like remote, right? They haven't done any like actual activities in America. They haven't like gone on Good Morning America or like shown up at Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, Jimmy Fallon or what have you. And I'm not saying that's what's needed, but 17 has probably done the slowest American push. And I think they were like, okay, now's the time we gotta like also like curb the music too. I'm not quite sure what the plan was with Home Run and Left and Right, or if they were like trying to give a couple Korean sounding comebacks before they went a more, I would say, Western friendly route. But this is like the perfect hybrid, I would say, between K-pop and American pop. Now, I want to see, and I think that's what Wonder Kid and Hitman Bang really brings to the table in this song. I'm not familiar with the other people that were involved, the other non-Korean names involved. I'm sure they had input as well. If anything, maybe like the template of the track, I don't know. I think they're credited last, both on lyrics and in the composition. I mean, it makes sense. They probably wouldn't go to Korea. So I don't know how much their influence was on this track. But what I'm curious to see is how this is going to influence their mini album. They also released a mini album with this. I believe it's called Your Choice. I'm not quite sure how that's going to influence the album. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to be checking that out, I think, in July on our Patreon. So if you want to check that out, you can join our Patreon in July. But in large part, I like it. It's definitely a grower. I loved it way more the second time around. Even like the impact stuff. I mean, think about Hypen's Drunk Days. You remember how that chorus goes? Where it goes dun dun days, days, days. Like you kind of see the similar impact stuff here, which I really like. Ooh. I think this is a song that really is going to push 17 to their limits. I don't know what it's going to look like performance-wise, but I'm excited to see. And when they start finally promoting this song on like music shows and stuff like that, I will be there checking it out on our Patreon. So if you want to check that out, you don't have to if you don't want to. But I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because I'm not completely sold yet. This is a huge change up in color for 17. I really like the moment I heard, I think it wasn't Dogyum's part. It was I think it was around Sunyoung's part, like the way that bass was carrying. Like I think that's around. I was like, wait a minute, this is not how 17 typically writes their songs. And I was right, but I had no idea it would be Wonder Kid and Hitman. That's crazy, but it also instills a lot of confidence. I think it shows that they're really invested in this group and seeing them succeed, and I'm really fucking, I don't know, proud of them, I guess. Like, because if you think about it, this is, 17 started out in like this, at the time, a super in debt and super broke company, and struggled for a few years, and they got bought by one of the biggest companies in Korea. That's crazy, and makes me super proud of them. But guys, I want to know, what do you guys think? Like I said, it's a very big change up for them and their sound and style. So I want to know, what do you guys think about 17's Ready to Love? I give it a 9 out of 10. I think if I keep listening to it, I think I could bump that up to a 10 out of 10. I'm just not completely sold on it because it's changing style. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought about it. Once again, if you like what we do on this channel, if you want to support us, would really appreciate it if you checked out our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/formatherapy, we have bonus reactions like I talked about. You know, we've got live stage reactions. We're going to be checking out 17's Ready to Love performances on there. We're also going to be checking out more Going 17. So if you want to see our reaction to their variety series, you can check it out there. You don't have to support us monetarily, though. If you leave a comment, hit the like button, helps us out with the algorithm. If you want to subscribe, most of you guys are not subscribed, please. We're going to have a button right here. Press that button to subscribe and check out our other videos over here, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.